My sister's grades were weird. If I scored 600, she'd score 610. If I pushed it to 610, she'd instantly jump to 620. Her score was always exactly 10 points above mine. But once I skipped an exam, her grades completely tanked. That confirmed my theory. Her grades were tied to mine. And from that, a crazy plan started forming in my head. What would happen if I scored over 740 on the college entrance exam? Before the exam, I lived like a monk, while Lucy lived for fun. She knew she could rely on me, so she got insanely cocky, even gave up studying and went out with friends. Every time she got caught, she looked annoyed. Can you stop nagging? Don't worry. The top scorer is definitely going to be me. And I didn't let her down. On every mock exam, I pushed her straight to number 1 in our grade. I wanted her drunk on that fake high, while I quietly moved closer and closer to 741. The night before the exam, Lucy was still partying at a bar, celebrating her brilliant future early. I went to bed early to recharge. The next day, standing outside the exam hall, I took a deep breath. This was my only chance to shake her off. For the next 2 days, it felt like I had divine help. The questions were like old friends, and every step flowed effortlessly from my pen. When the exam ended, Lucy was the first one to block my way, greed flashing in her eyes. How did it go? Better than ever. I've never felt this relaxed. Lucy went crazy with joy and ran to take credit with our parents, like the score was already hers. Watching her smug back, I smiled too. It was the smile of a hunter watching prey fall into the trap. During summer break after the exam, Lucy swore to our parents she'd rank first in the whole school. She got a huge advance on her allowance, upgraded her phone and laptop to the best models, then blew through our parents' hard-earned savings with a bunch of deadbeats, without feeling bad at all. I wanted to visit Grandpa in the countryside and ask my parents for travel money, but they shut me down before I could even speak. Visit him? With what money? We don't have any for you. They wouldn't spend a dime on me, yet they threw money at Lucy. I was too tired to feel hurt, so I worked construction and saved enough for a ticket. Score release day happened to be Lucy's 18th birthday. To crown herself in front of everyone, she threw an insanely lavish party. Every relative, my parents, co-workers, and even their bosses were invited. In the banquet hall, compliments came one after another. Wow, your family really is blessed. Both twins turned out so successful. The son just knows how to bury his head in books. He doesn't know how to act. Lucy is much sweeter. Great grades, smart and charming. She's 100 times better than her brother. Ha 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 ha. All the younger relatives crowded around Lucy like she was the center of the universe. An offer from a top school in one hand, a handsome boyfriend on the other. You're basically winning at life. Come on, hurry! We want to witness the birth of the top scorer! Lucy wore a custom designer gown, looking like a proud peacock. Relax. If I'm one of the top scorers in the province, the top universities will call early to fight over me. Sure enough, the phone rang, but it wasn't hers. It was mine. Under everyone's shocked stare, I answered call after call. Hello, Tsinghua Admissions? A huge scholarship? Thank you, I'll seriously consider it. Lucy's eyes nearly popped out. She stared at her silent phone and forced herself to save face, squeezing out one sentence through clenched teeth. The best always comes last. Finally, the score-checking portal opened. Everyone rushed Lucy to log in, while I quietly opened the page in the corner. Even though I was confident, when the moment came, my palms still started sweating. My mother turned to me first and asked casually, "What did you get?" I showed everyone my phone screen and said calmly, 741. The whole room erupted. I held back the wild joy storming inside me and kept a straight face. It worked. It really worked. My mother froze for a second, gave me a stingy nod, and didn't even look twice before rushing over to Lucy. Hurry! Lucy's score must be even higher. Lucy was surrounded so tightly she couldn't escape. With trembling fingers, she tapped confirm. The next second, her face froze. She looked like she'd swallowed a fly. 3 bright red numbers appeared on the screen, 7551. Lucy's voice was shaking. The whole room went dead silent. One clueless distant relative was still blindly praising her. Lucy really is better than her brother, exactly 10 points higher. What a genius. Then an uncle in the crowd weakly raised his hand, breaking the awkward silence. If I remember right, isn't the full score only 750? The air froze. Lucy panicked and sweat streaked through her perfect makeup. It has to be a system glitch. Too many people are checking scores right now. She lost it and kept refreshing the page, stabbing the screen like she might break it. Once, twice, 3 times, but that cursed 751 stayed nailed to the total score. Could it be your phone cache? Maybe try another phone. Lucy grabbed someone else's phone like it was a lifeline and entered her info. The result was still 751. That extra point was like a giant slap across her face. Just then, the banquet hall doors were pushed open. Several uniformed officers and education bureau staff walked in with serious faces. Who was Lucy? The Education Examination Authority detected an extremely abnormal score, involving possible system attack or major cheating. Please come with us for questioning. Lucy's legs gave out and she collapsed straight to the floor. Her face was ghost white. My parents panicked too, but their first reaction wasn't to comfort their daughter, it was to find a scapegoat. In the chaos, my mother shoved me forward and pointed at me, screaming at the top of her lungs. He did it! He's jealous of his sister. He must have hacked the system and changed the score. This has nothing to do with my daughter. Officers, arrest him instead. These were my parents. At the critical moment, they didn't hesitate to use me as a shield, no matter how ridiculous the excuse was. As long as they could protect their precious daughter, what was sacrificing me? My heart finally went cold. Instead, I felt strangely relieved. I shook off my mother's hand and stared coldly at this circus of clowns. I'm not a hacker. I'm the province's top science student. Lucy is over there. The one who scored the human miracle of 751 is her. My father rushed over in a rage to slap me, but I grabbed his wrist. Try touching me. The police are right behind me. Now the top schools wanted me, and the media wanted interviews. From this moment on, no one in this family could control me or bully me again. This coming-of-age party, meant for showing off, turned into a total disaster. Lucy was taken away for questioning, leaving chaos behind. That night, the related hashtags blew up online and everyone was watching the drama. I'm dying. She got too greedy. Did she get carried away changing scores? If you're going to cheat, use your brain. Full score is 750, and you got 751? Are you insulting the graders or the system? Public opinion turned hard against Lucy. Everyone thought she had used connections to change her score and accidentally raised it too high. The investigation results came out quickly. Lucy's answer sheet was abnormal, and her multiple choice section somehow scanned 1 extra point. That made her total score overflow. Although there was no direct proof she changed the answer sheet, for fairness, the Bureau decided to use a backup exam and have her retake it alone. When she heard she had to retake the exam, Lucy threw a tantrum at home, crying and screaming that I had to take it with her. No, I won't take it without my brother. Make him take it with me. I want him sitting next to me. Of course, that ridiculous request was rejected. In the end, under province-wide supervision, she retook the exam alone and, as expected, completely bombed it. Her retake score was 157, not even as high as when she usually guessed her way through tests. She was only at a 300-point level to begin with. For the past 6 months, she'd only been dating and dreaming about being number 1. She hadn't even opened a book. That retake ripped off her mask. First 751, then 157. The massive contrast made the internet explode. Ha ha ha, 157. That's her real level, right? This proves it, that 751 was definitely cheating. Lucy couldn't handle the online backlash and tried to post her transcripts from before senior year to prove herself, but the internet dug everything up. Aside from that weird surge in the last 6 months of senior year, she'd always been stuck around 300. Everyone became even more convinced that she had started cheating in senior year. Then netizens also dug up my grades. I had been in the top 3 since I was little. Now that's a real top student, steady as a rock. Are they really siblings? How is the gap this huge? One got 741 and the other isn't even good enough for 250. The teachers and classmates who once praised Lucy now looked at her like she was toxic. Even my parents got pointed at whenever they went out. During that time, Lucy hid in her room and didn't dare see anyone, like a street rat. Meanwhile, I took my admission letter from Tsinghua Medical School, packed my bags, and went back to my hometown to stay with Grandpa. Once school started at the end of August, I'd be free for good, or so I thought. But in mid-August, my mother suddenly called me, crying so hard she could barely speak. "Jack, please come home. Your dad suddenly got sick. He might not make it." My heart jumped. Even though I hated them, he was still my father, so I rushed home overnight. When I opened the door, I saw my father sitting on the couch eating sunflower seeds, his face perfectly healthy. He didn't look sick at all. "Didn't you say Dad was dying?" I stood at the door, still holding my suitcase handle, instantly on high alert. "Oh, come on. We were just afraid you wouldn't come back." My mother forced a flattering fake smile. Just looking at it made me sick. "We really missed you, especially Lucy. She's been badly depressed lately. You're her brother. You should comfort her more." This attitude was way too strange. Since when had they ever cared about my feelings? I stayed calm. That night, I kept an extra eye out and turned on my phone's recording mode. I aimed the camera at the door and hid it in the clutter on my desk. At 2 in the morning, the door lock clicked softly. My parents slipped into my room like thieves, but I wasn't asleep. I watched through narrowed eyes as they searched my backpack. They were looking for my ID and admission letter. I suddenly sat up and hit the bedside lamp switch. With a snap, the room lit up. "What are you doing in here in the middle of the night?" Caught in the act, they stopped pretending. My father slammed what he was holding onto the desk and said self-righteously, "Lucy already told us everything. As long as you're there, she can score high. This is fate between you siblings." My mother chimed in from the side, calculation written in her eyes. "That's right, son. This is good for you too. That connection of yours is so powerful. You're her brother. You were born to help your sister. When the time comes, help her get into a good college too. 2 famous college students in our family. Isn't that a win-win?" I was stunned and felt a chill run down my spine. So they tricked me back not because they missed me, and not because anyone was sick. They wanted to use me as a sacrifice, to let that useless girl feed off me for another year. Rage shot straight to my head. You really are great parents. When I was little, you dumped me in the countryside because you disliked me. Now for that useless girl, you want to ruin my future and make me repeat a year? Let me tell you, keep dreaming. Jack, you're an ungrateful brat. Asking you to help your sister is giving you respect. We raised you all these years for nothing. Just then, in the pile of messy stuff, Lucy suddenly let out a delighted scream. "Found it!" She was holding the red and gold admission letter, her eyes venomous. All her jealousy, hatred, and resentment exploded at once. "You think you can dump me and fly solo? Dream on." The crisp sound of tearing paper was piercing in the quiet room. The paper that carried my future turned into scraps in her hands. They drifted to the floor like snowflakes. "Now your admission letter is gone. Let's see how you report to school." At that moment, Lucy's hair was a mess, and her once delicate face looked twisted and terrifying. "You'll only ever be my stepping stone. I want you to rot in the mud with me." Actually, I knew a torn admission letter could be replaced. Even without replacing it, I could enroll with my ID. This couldn't stop me at all. But looking at those scraps on the floor, I was laughing inside. Perfect, Lucy. If all you did was throw a tantrum, I really couldn't do much to you. But now, you handed me the evidence yourself. I had to put on the full act. I pretended my whole body went limp, my eyes hollow, as if the sky had fallen. I muttered in despair, "It's over, everything is over." Seeing me completely break down, the 3 of them finally showed victorious smiles. They took my ID. Then they locked me in that dark room and left satisfied. The moment the lock clicked shut, The despair on my face instantly disappeared. Like a sly leopard, I lunged toward my desk and dug out the phone with the red recording light still on. Recording stopped. Video saved. It captured Lucy going crazy while tearing up my admission letter, my parents watching coldly from the side, and even pushing things further. This was solid evidence of damaging private property and unlawful confinement. I immediately uploaded the video to the cloud. I even kindly edited a short video version and posted it online. Caption: "This is the family I tried to escape." After that, I called the police. Half an hour later, urgent knocking came from the living room. Someone reported unlawful confinement here. Please cooperate with our investigation. Oh, officers, how could that be? This is a misunderstanding. It's definitely a misunderstanding. That kid went traveling after the exam. He's not even home. This police call must be a prank. Still lying. I wouldn't give her any chance to cover it up, so I grabbed a chair and smashed it hard against the door. "Help me! I'm in here! They took my ID and locked me up!" I kept making noise. Even through the door, I could imagine the incredible look on my mother's face. Under the police's stern warning, the door finally had to be opened. The moment I saw daylight again, I saw the 3 people on the couch with dark faces, glaring at me like I had killed their father. "Jack, so what if you're out?" While the police inspected the scene, Lucy leaned close to my ear, her voice as cold as a demon from hell. "Your admission letter is already ashes. You're not going to college either. None of us gets to have a good life. Thanks for the reminder, my dear sister." I immediately acted like a terrified little rabbit and cried to the police. "Officer, besides unlawful confinement, Lucy also maliciously tore up my admission letter. She tried to take away my right to an education.